Hi everybody, this is Alchemist2 and I'm back again with another series review. I just recently watched the finale of Season 1 of The Magicians and oh, holy crap. This episode was probably the most convoluted and transcendental of all the episodes leading up to this point. And Julia, holy crud, she just had so much crap happen to her, but oddly enough, she comes out on top. And basically, at the very beginning, Julia and Quentin are in Fillory by means of their magical transportation device, and they go back into 1942, and Quentin says that it vaguely resembled the TARDIS, and I had to laugh because it was actually just a telephone booth, a red telephone booth. The old police telephone booths they no longer use, the blue ones. So I thought that was that was actually very humorous. The only other time I've seen that done was in Teen Titans cartoon with Mad Mod, and they lovingly parodied that, and yeah, that was very cleverly done. And they talked to Ember, and Ember he asked them if they had brought him any cakes. Of course, they hadn't brought him any cakes, but they have just this whole muddling way of getting to the main point, and it's quite laborious, but it's just so multi-layered and so multifaceted that it's just absolutely fascinating. And we learn later on that the woman that had come to Julia, I always thought it was, her mother. Now that other woman, if I'm not correct, I think that was her real mother. But this woman, she just tended to take upon aspirations and try to twist them into her own reality. And she had thought that it was Maria of the Grove, or Our Lady of the Grove, Mary of the Grove. And she had believed that she had been chosen to have received messages from her, and it was actually Ramond the trickster. And I thought, oh dear Lord God, this will end badly. And it did. She gets raped by him, and they had a number at the end for sexual assault. And yeah, this show takes on some pretty gritty, dark, twisted things, and I'm glad it doesn't sugarcoat it. And that actual scene, it reminded me of Perfect Blue in the sense that it's about the same thing. And ooh, it was hard to watch, but her revenge is actually really sweet later on, and it doesn't really end on a happy note. They disappear, she and the man who we come to realize is the Beast. At first we're all convinced that it's Plover, but I just had this feeling that it wasn't Plover. It was actually Martin, who was the other Chadwick sibling, and he was the one who went to the wellspring, and the wellspring was located in Fillory. It was the source of magic, and he just kept getting inundated with the source of all that power, and it took over. It made him into a Niffin. If you read the book, a Niffin is a creature who is just pure essence of magic, and that magic is sinister at its root, is basically evil incarnate. And I thought, ooh, we're really getting transcendental here and metaphysical, and it's just blowing my mind. And it was just unreal. It's so surreal. And they talk about physics here quite a bit, which I really love. I'm deeply in love with theoretical quantum, meta, and all branches of physics. I just absolutely, they are endeared to my heart, to the matrix of me. But it's just the end. It ends completely up in the air. And I'm giving spoiler alerts here, but Ember had basically given Alice his essence. yeah, you can pretty well guess what that is. And she gulps it down in one full swoop, and Margot says, "You bogarted that whole thing." And of course, Josh and that wasn't Josh and Anais they're not in the picture. They were off someplace else. So this whole thing had unfolded over a bargain they had made, and Elliot was marked as the king of the realm, and he had to make a marriage. And of course, Margot says, once you're married in Fillory, you're married forever. You can't be with anybody else, and I'm going to be your best man. I thought, aww. And Elliot is married off so they can get the dagger to kill the beast. But of course, none of them can have it because none of them are master magicians. And Penny's the last one that handles it. It's burning. He can't even touch it. None of them can. It's only until Alice gets the essence that she's able to handle it. And of course, later on, Jules gets the essence by, unfortunately, being assaulted by Ramon the trickster. She realizes, now I have the ability to combat this sardonic force, and it leaves it up in the air with that. And the beast, which is actually Martin Chatwick, he flicks his wrist and his hands dismember. They literally come off of his body. And he moves his hand another way, and Alice falls to the floor, and he cackles very evilly. He says, "Try casting when you're bleeding out." I thought, you bastard. I wanted him to die. I thought, oh, I hate you. But it was just, oh, so terrible, traumatic. But I don't know what they're going to do second season. It's just, Elliot and Margot were down to, I thought, no, you can't do that to my baby. How dare you? And then Quentin's just left whimpering, and I thought, yeah, I would be too. You poor soul. What's going to happen now? And he realizes that he's actually the one who had been chosen for this whole destiny and quest to unfold. And I thought, now we're getting into some existentialism, and that whole thing about predestination and fate and all that. And I'm not a big fan of fate. I think we make our own destiny. I think we're co-creators of our own fate. But anyway, I'm not going to go into that right now. But oh man, still messing with my brain. But this was absolutely mind-boggling, and I'm looking forward to season 2, and I wonder where they're going to take it, and I'm going to continue reading the books and see how they pan out. So far, they've been, on the money. There was one thing that was incongruous with Elliot's upbringing, but that was just a minor thing, and they've done some poetic licensing, but of course, you can only put so much in a half hour, but still, this has been an absolutely unsettling, disturbing, and very ethereal series that I have really enjoyed and come to love, and I'm excited to see what'll come next. And then live long, prosper. Ciao, Tootsie. See you next time.